Hi, folks. How are you? Hopefully, you're having a great day. I'm going to find myself here. I always think that's weird. Make sure I'm live. Do a little sprinkling of the love. Because we love to sprinkle the love around here, right? And so we need to do that. Let's see. My problem is I get distracted. Y'all ever do that? Turn on social media and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need to see that. Okay. All right. I think I'm all the places now. I think I am. I think I am. Hey, Kelly. Hello. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I know it's still morning where you are. So my name is Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, the Creative Curiosities Paper and Notions Pack, and a proud member of the Crafty Bunch. That's a lot, isn't it? It is. But this is 20 minutes of painting with me. And what does that? That's based on the 100-hour rule, which says if you do something for 18 minutes a day, you'll be 95% better than anyone in your field. I say if we do something for 20 minutes, because it's an easy to time number, that we will be 95% better than when we began. And we've been working on this Whimsical Pumpkin. We kind of got all our base coats in and we outlined the majority of it yesterday. We got a little more of that to go, and then we're going to be moving on. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn on that, get switched here, get us turned down to 20, and let's get started. So how is everyone on this Tuesday? I had to stop and think what day of the week it was. It is just Tuesday. Yesterday seemed like a forever day, didn't it? Like, is this day going to ever end today? But yes, it did. And we moved on to Tuesday. Hopefully, y'all are having a fabulous day so far. We are getting rain from that tropical storm. So that's what we're having. Love it. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. Hopefully you're having a great day. We're going to go ahead and just get started, and we're going to keep on doing some of our outlining because we need this to be in before we do our next step. And so we probably, unless we have something we need to go back and fix, we might finish this today. This seems like to be the never-ending pumpkin. How long have we been working on this thing? My brush doesn't want to give me a fine enough line, guys. Yesterday it was perfect, and today it wants to test me. But y'all know I'm only tested so much before it's like you're gonna be replaced. So keep it up, brush. And you're gonna meet your replacement. It is a lot of small details in this one. It really is. It's a lot of small details, a lot of little small areas to paint. So it takes a hot minute. And, you know, we don't rush it because we're not trying to like finish it in an hour anymore. So there's no point in rushing. But can you believe that today is day 40? Day 40. We've been doing this for 40 days. If we were Noah's Ark, we would be coming to the end of it. We would be coming on up to the end of that. Says 40 days, 40 nights. So we would be just one more. One more, we would have to go. Bet you with all those animals on that ark, I bet you he was happy. He was probably counting them down. Not that it wouldn't be cool to hang out with all those different animals, but you know, there is a food chain. Oh, thank you. I am so glad you're having fun. Me too. This has been one of my best things I have come up with because it allows me to be creative. It gives me just that time I need in my day. And I am so glad to be sharing it with y'all. And, you know, I don't have to have the stress of finding like an hour or maybe more, depending on what we're doing, because, you know, my days get really busy. And I don't have a whole lot of just time, and this has just made it so it's stress-free, completely stress-free. And yet we've done some really cool stuff. So I'm just thrilled. All right, now we've got all of our outlining in there. We're gonna let that dry just for a minute. And so I'm gonna come back to a couple of things. I want to come back over this black with this orange and see if I can cover it well enough. I think the answer is no. I think I'm gonna have to add a little white in there to cover that if I want to bring this leaf on top, and I really kind of do. So we're just going to do that for now, and we'll come back and we'll revisit that leaf because that leaf just wants to be hard-headed. And we're going to put a couple more here. Again, y'all know leaves are not something that like are my like strong suit. So we've been practicing them because, well, why not practice some leaves if you're going to practice something, right? And it's the perfect time of year to be practicing the leaves. So we're going to kind of like let that be our center. And this is a big leaf. Again, it doesn't have to be exact. We're just going to come in there. And I'm just going to switch brushes, or I'll be here all day and I'll be like, okay, can't be here all day painting the same thing. When we've got, whoop, Kai going off about something. I don't know what he heard. But he has pretty good hearing, so who knows. I didn't hear my neighbor's dog, but that don't mean nothing. But sorry if you can hear him. He's upstairs. He's not down in my studio. He hasn't come down here anymore. He gets in too much trouble. And I can't concentrate because I don't know what he's into. And I've got stuff down here, glass and just stuff he has no business nosing up into, you know. And he's happy up there with all of his toys and yo-yo and all of his things he has to watch over. So, oh, my phone doesn't want to show me my live. What's up with that? What's up with you? Hey, Cindy, how are you? This is where sometimes my comments, it doesn't always show my comments, and it drives me bizarre. Just like, drives me batty. And so we're just going to kind of like come along and put in some leaves. Put in just some leaves. It doesn't matter. I'm going to put in some orange ones. And we'll put in some black ones too. I just mainly want those lines on my pumpkin to dry right now. And then we're going to switch back to the pumpkin. But I think we'll finish this up today. I think we will. So just put a few in there. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So we're going to pause on that with the orange, and then we'll come back with some black. And we're going to do the same thing real quick. We're just going to put in a couple. And actually, I'm just going to let this black leaf kind of just be a big one that's going to go kind of on top of all of these. And just make my life easy, right? Wasn't the plan originally, but nothing says the plan has to stay the plan. And we're just going to come in and we're going to just make up some leaves, guys. Mainly because I don't want this to take too long, but I do want to get these leaves in here because it makes a difference to our painting. And so it doesn't have to be something we spend a great amount of time on, but it does make a difference in the end. And so you want to do that. When you hop on, say hi, tell me that you are here. All right, I think we're pretty good. I'm going to pop a little one right here, just a small one. Just a little leaf right here. There we go. And I think we're good. I think I've got all the leaves I want on there. And now I'm going to grab some brown because this is where we're going to do a little scary step, but it's going to make the world of the difference. I'm also going to grab a little cream. All right. You can use a couple of different things for this. You could use water or you can use glaze and medium. And I think I'm going to use a little bit of glaze and medium, but you can use water if you don't have it. Yeah, And sometimes it grows. They do. They will grow on you. I'm going to put down just a little bit of glaze and medium. I use the Deco Art glaze and medium. If you want to take a snapshot, you can get it at Michael's. I think Hobby Lobby, Joann's, probably anywhere that sells Deco Art, you can get this. Be careful with using other glaze and mediums. Not all of them actually do the same thing. And so that's where it gets weird in how they're named. But what this product does is it basically takes your paint to a translucent state. And we want translucent. We want to be able to see through it. And so we want it to do its job, but we want to see the color underneath. And so what it's going to do for us is it's going to give us, I got water on there. It's going to allow us to do our rounding, right? So we want to focus where it's darker. So coming into those grooves. Up here at the top where it's darker. Now, the one thing about glaze and medium, water doesn't do this, but glaze and medium does. It leaves a little bit of a glaze behind, so it makes it shiny. So you can do a couple of things. Sometimes when you seal it, you use a shinier seal, and it will shine, it will take it away. However, sometimes you kind of want a little bit of a shine, depending if you want to make something look like it's glass. This is a really good way to do that because it will give it a sheen that the rest of your painting won't have. And so we want to darken. See how it's darkened the sides, the edges? We're using it to do that. We've got it in a translucent state, so it's just, you can see everything underneath. It's just giving it a little shade of darkness. And back here, I'm just going to darken the whole thing because it would be a little darker. Same for here. You can always go back and grab a little more paint if you're not getting it dark to your satisfaction. Long as you've got that glaze and medium there, you're not going to cover. Just be careful when you reload that you're picking up some glaze and medium and you're not picking up just all your acrylic paint, because if you pick up all your acrylic paint without that glaze and medium, well, you just painted over your pumpkin. Not that it's the end of the world. If you do, let it dry and paint it back. So, it's not the end of the world if that happens. And you can decide how dark you want yours to go. It's rounded this away as well as this away. So you want to darken the bottom, the top, the sides, one side a little thicker than the other. That's part of those rounding rules. And you can use water in the place of glaze and medium. So you don't have to have the glaze and medium. That's not a required. See how that went on? And it's like a little thicker than I want, that's okay. Before it dries, you can always pick up some glaze and medium and go over it and it will thin it. But if it dries, it's there. So you do have a minute if you do touch down and pick up a little too much to just add a little more glaze and medium in there. Glaze and medium also takes a minute for it to dry. Doesn't dry quite as fast. Your paint won't dry quite as fast as it did without it. So you do have a little minute or so that you can get in there and get out what you don't want. Like if you get it too thick. Then once you get your first layer on, you can decide if you want to go a little darker. Yes, it will with your water. Yes, I would highly encourage it, especially if your water is hitting beach. It's a great way. It's a great way to let the water come up on your beach and yet show that it's water. So I don't know if I can't remember if your painting includes that or not, the beach, or if it's just water. But yeah. It's great for layering. It's great for a lot of things. It does leave a little bit. The thing it doesn't do, that water does, water can kind of do the same thing, but the glaze and medium doesn't break down the properties of your paint. And so, whereas water, being water-based paints, break down the properties, right? Glaze and medium does not. Now, where you would want to use water over a glaze and medium is if you were doing some sort of a fine line detail or writing, you would want to do that. Oh, our 20 minutes is up. How fast is that, guys? That's super fast. I'm going to put a little more of this because I want to darken this just a little bit more than I did back there. This is where you're layering. You just keep layering on top and build up that darkness that you want. And then I'm going to go just a minute over because I want to just basically say this is done today. And I'm going to do the exact same thing using the cream. Now the cream is a little different with white. Dark colors are easy when it comes to this. Lighter colors, your whites, your creams, they are more opaque in nature. So you have to be really careful with them or you will get on too much. So you can always like test a little area, put some paint, let it dry, go over it and see if you're like covering it too much. Or you can just be brave and be like, I'll be standing by with a little more glaze and medium if I need it. This is where I just want to hit a little white spot, a little light spot, not white, but lighter. Like this is where it's going to be a little bit lighter. So I'm going to use this to wash on and get a little highlight. It's just going to lighten those colors underneath. If you don't get it too, see how all of a sudden my pumpkin is looking really rounded, really nice. Just putting a little bit up here. Just to give my stem Just a little bit of interest. Fluid medium is different than glazing medium. It may do some of the same things. Fluid medium is going to make your paint more fluid. It's not going to really make it translucent. It's just going to take a heavier bodied paint and make it like more fluid. And so it doesn't really break down the pigmentation. So it's not going to really make it more translucent. You can test it and see how it works. If it does make it more translucent, then yes. And I would say with that, you probably won't have the one final thing I want to do, and that's just because I like it, is I like these little curly cues that are coming off of the pumpkin. Again, I'm going to use water for this, not my glazing medium, because I want this to be thin. And we're going to be done with this one. This is going to be one for in the books today. Tomorrow we'll start something new. We had voted on starting the puppy dog one, right? The puppy and the cat one. Do we still want to do that one, or are we going to go for something else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So tell me, are we still going to go for the dog one, or are we going to go for something else? I'm just going to give her a little, leave something, a little extra. Just because, why not be extra? When you can be extra. Y'all tell me, do we start on the dog and cat one, or do we start on something else? Are we going to paint Yo-Yo and Kai? I have to find my little page. I don't know if I know I still have it because I haven't thrown it away, but it's probably gotten buried under all my stuff. So tomorrow I'll be live. Now Thursday will be a faux live because I have to be in the office, but y'all come and join me still. If you have something else, show us both. Okay. Okay. If I have something else, I'll show you both. I'll come up with something else. So we can make a decision on what we want to do. We'll make it tomorrow. You like the puppy and kitty I showed the other day? Yeah, it's super cute. It's super cute. But I will bring something else and y'all can vote. And so now to combat the glazing of this, you can just, so where it is and isn't, just go into your clear glaze and medium and just paint over the entire thing. You may want to wait until yours dries a little bit more. Now it's going to make the whole thing shiny. But that way you don't have like bits and pieces that are shiny and then the whole thing is not shiny. You can do the same thing on your leaves. You could do, use this to color your leaves a little bit more, give your leaves a little bit. But for right now, I'm just going to do the pumpkin and do that part. And we're going to call it a day. And so we have this one finished. Hey, Teresa, how are you? So we finished our whimsical pumpkin. And I love it. I hope y'all love it too. But this is our whimsical pumpkin on day 40. Tomorrow we will start something new. I will have a couple of things for us to vote which one to do. But this one is in the bag. Thank you, Dee. And so you can see how it looks rounded because of us doing that darkening. Good. I'm glad, Kelly. I have a tracer. I will have a tracer made available. If you want to grab that, I will post it. I have it. I have not scanned it. I've got to scan it. Y'all, yesterday I got a new printer because my printer had a fatal error. And I got a new one and had to set it up. And y'all, it was just like, I don't know. It just wanted to be a bear to set up anyway, but I got it. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you all tomorrow at 12. I will be live, but Thursday will be a faux live. So see you later. Y'all have a great day. Bye.